après-ski, having my, I don't know, hot cocoa with mint schnapps around the fire. Yeah, I don't know. What is up, guys? Welcome back. Today's a very exciting day. I always say that, but today is extra exciting, and that's because I just received all of the Salt New York Cream Tint Pro pigments in the mail, and if you're like deja vu, you already had them. Okay, so first of all, Kiki just released holiday limited edition shades, Spice and Cranberry. We're going to be playing with those today, and she did do a tutorial. Actually, she's done 2 tutorials on her channel using them. One of them being called something to the effect of how to look cold but cute, and she quotes us, our community, in like the first few minutes. Just total may the fjords be with you. You know, I was so proud of that moment. It just kind of came full circle. But also, for anybody who has been holding back on trying Salt New York because of the dimethicone in the formula, she has now reformulated them to be silicone free. Silicone and fragrance free is what she said. I didn't know they had a fragrance. I'm not sure that they did, but regardless, they are now silicone free, and that is super exciting. So I'm going to be doing a look today that I described on my Instagram as like snow bunny vibes, because I do want to go the cold but cute route. It's kind of our thing here. And we're going to be using a lot of Spice and Cranberry. I'm going to show you guys how I've put my palettes together now that I have a brand new set of everything, and we're gonna do a full face of all of the Cream Tint Pros, just kind of an updated Salt New York. It's gonna be fun, guys. I'm just gonna show you the look that I have been absolutely loving lately. So let's move you guys in and we will start putting some makeup on my face. I gave myself a haircut yesterday. I had made 2 haircut appointments that got canceled for various reasons, and I finally just gave in yesterday. We took our holiday family photos in front of the Christmas tree, which is something I never thought I would be sentimental enough to do, but babies just change ya, they really do. And we all dressed in matching pajamas, and we needed to look decent. And I cut my husband's hair, and I was like, you know what? While I've got the stuff out, I'm gonna cut my own hair. And I honestly don't know how it went. I really don't. I definitely felt better about the one that I gave myself at the beginning of quarantine back in March. By the way, I am using the Arrive Skin Boost Perfecting Tint. Can't stop. So this is pretty much, besides the eyes, the only steps that we're not going to be doing with Salt New York, just because she doesn't do complexion products yet. I don't know if she's going to. I'm always just as surprised as you guys are when Kiki puts out something new. I didn't know she was gonna be reformulating these at all. Like when she sent me this cute freaking Christmas card, it was just like in a PS. It was like, PS, I've reformulated. I was like, what? It's okay that I am wiping my nose constantly because we're gonna be putting a bunch of blush on the tip of my nose anyway, so let's just go ahead and embrace it. Okay, so I have redone my Salt New York palettes. I have the little one and the big one, the mommy and the baby. And I initially bought all this stuff with my own money, and she has kindly gifted me other things since then. The first time was very, very memorable because I bought a whole bunch of stuff from her initial Cream Tint Pro release, and that was when Kiki still lived in Austin, and she was literally, I think, leaving for New York City that afternoon, and she just texted me and asked for my home address and stopped by my house on her way and dropped off a bag of all of the Cream Tint Pros. Like I had only paid for maybe like 6 or 8 of them or something like that, and she just dropped off a bag of all of them. So, you know, special delivery. I definitely felt like a VIP that day. And so this was the initial big palette before the mini, and I have it now stocked with all. I need to concentrate on getting everything on camera. I'm not used to the framing of this camera, and so I tend to be like, see guys, and then I don't check my framing, and yeah, you can't see anything. So this is the current situation right now in my big palette, and it has all of the blushes in it. I believe this is all of them. Coral, peach, raspberry, rose, and then blackberry and wine. I honestly can't tell the difference between them until I put them on. I think this is blackberry and this one's wine. And then these are the ones we're going to be concentrating on today. This is Spice and this is Cranberry. And as you can see, they've already gotten some love. And then in my little one, this is what I am working with. So I made this one just my complexion enhancing highlight contour bronzer palette. So I have her contour, which honestly is the one that I swear by. This is the second one that I've hit pan on. And so I just went ahead and put a new one in there so that it looked nice, but I'm still gonna keep working my way through this one. And I also, in her last release, ordered 4 of these. So I have 3 more of the old formula. The old formula doesn't bother me whatsoever, but I just wanted it to look really nice for you guys today. This is Contour, the beige highlighter, which is the second lightest. I think Pearl is a little bit cooler. This is Light and light medium in her bronzer. So we're gonna kick it off with some contour. And we're just gonna dip, is that satisfying for you guys? Dip a brush directly into a brand new pan. Ooh. Wouldn't want to deprive you of that moment. So I actually have a few of this particular little brush. This is the Eco Tools little snappy top. They're called, I had to go look at the package. They're called interchangeables. And unfortunately, maybe fortunately, I'm not sure. This is the only little end of it that I tend to use, but that's just because I think a lot of them are more powder product oriented. So this is something that I've run into a lot lately. I've been using something really moisturizing on my skin, both in a moisturizer and a sunscreen, and it makes my hair kind of greasy in the front, but that can be so easily solved with a good translucent powder. You can just throw it in your hairline. It'll act like a dry shampoo. So I might do that at the end if I remember. So the reason that I love this contour is because it is truly like a taupey gray. It actually mimics a shadow and tricks the eye better than a lot of shades of contour that I have tried in the past. And Kiki actually has, by the way, Kiki, she's linked on my front page. Her Instagram is Kiki and the Jets. Salt New York was created by her, if you're unfamiliar with all of this. And I realize I'm giving no context if you haven't watched my previous videos on this. Kiki G Makeup here on YouTube. And she was one of the first people to really introduce me to lightweight, all cream faces of makeup on the platform. And then I just adopted her as a friend. I was just like, hi, I'm gonna be obnoxious on Twitter and stuff like that until you notice me. And then one night she invited me to a concert in Austin. I just was not cool enough for Smino. And she was like dancing and appreciating all of it. And it was very, very cool. But I just like, I felt so old and so uncool. But we had such a blast, and we just sat there in my car afterwards and just talked for a long time. And then she very soon thereafter moved up to New York City with her lovely little son, Caspian. And if you don't watch her channel, guys, I mean, you are totally missing out, because not only is she just a font of knowledge, she's the funniest person I know. She's hilarious. Like, she's hilarious. You will not, like, even if she doesn't even have to say something funny, her delivery is hilarious. And so I highly recommend watching anything that she does on her channel, because she's an absolute laugh riot. And she makes great products. So, you know, win-win, win-win, win-win. All that chitter chatter, and I managed to get my contour done. And as you can see, we are not dealing with some kind of, I don't know, you know, old school YouTube makeup drag contour situation. Oh, and the whole point of me saying that was that she has a really great video on how to contour believably. That was what I was trying to get to when I started that thought. Anyway, now I'm going to take a larger brush. This is the Thrive bronzer brush, which is appropriate, and we're gonna bronze. And I'm actually going to, I think, start with light. I've never used light, but it's got a lot more pink in it than the light medium, and I just wanna see if it's more appropriate to my skin. I kind of feel like it is. This one is a lot more, it's just more neutral. You know what I mean? It almost looks like the contour with a little bit of like orange, maybe orange? I'm not sure. Maybe some yellow, but this one has a lot more peach behind it, and I would argue that that actually works a lot better, at least on my completely sun exposed skin at the moment. And for somebody who really, really enjoys a cream face of makeup, I mean, this stuff is just a dream. It was always, I feel like, a love letter to us and this channel, because I had honestly begun doing makeup like Kiki because I found Kiki. And we got really, really into cream makeup on my channel, and then she went ahead and put out cream makeup so that I could just come full circle on that. But then she goes and makes us some Fjords Vibes shades, guys. It's just, It's just wonderful. Yeah, this is actually so at home on me, this light bronzer shade, that it almost just looks like a deeper version of a foundation. Like it's, you know, it's not necessarily giving me, oh, you're suntanned or anything like that. It's more so like I used 2 different shades of foundation to achieve a more believable topography on my face. Okay, we are going to hold off on this highlighter in beige until we do the blush because it's gonna go on last. But I'm loving that. I'm really, really enjoying that particular shade of the bronzer. And Kiki, I should mention, Salt New York is incredibly conscious of skin tone and undertone. So the reason these tend to look really similar in a lot of cases is because actually they are either, sometimes both, like slightly lighter or slightly more intense for different skin tones, but also they have different undertones. And so they kind of correspond in that respect. Like the peach and the coral, like they're going, like this is definitely for a deeper skin tone and this is for a lighter skin tone, but you can use all of them on anybody, you know? But Kiki's had that stuff top of mind for a really, really long time. I watched one of her videos, I mean, it's gotta have been over a year ago. And it was basically like, what's the difference between a makeup artist and someone who does makeup on YouTube? I don't remember exactly how she phrased it, but it was like, the thing that really distinguishes you as a professional makeup artist is being able to do makeup on all skin tones, all skin types, all skin ages, maturity, whatever. And that if you can't do makeup on deep skin tones, medium skin tones, then you can't call yourself a professional makeup artist. And I was like, that sounds pretty airtight to me. So yeah, she's big on inclusivity and I super, super appreciate that. All right. Okay, the moment we've all been waiting for. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these so that you guys can see just the 2 new ones. They're so pretty. Oh my goodness. Great, Khaki. Great, great, great. So that's spice and that's cranberry, and I will actually, these do feel a little tiny bit glossier. They're not quite as like matte, and that's just because of the dimethicone being out of them, but I actually kind of prefer it. This is spice, cranberry, blackberry, and wine, I wanna say. So you can see they look really similar in the pan, but they're very different on the skin. And then we have raspberry, rose, coral, and peach, I think. So yeah, while they look very, like coral and peach look really similar, they're not very similar on the skin, and blackberry and wine are also very different. Anyway, let's do spice and everything nice. Let's do spice and cranberry here. We're gonna start with spice. It's just that perfect storm cloud paint rust color. And I have found if you use a sponge with these, you can absolutely layer them on top of a powder face, no problem. But what I like about these is that, you know, they have enough pigment to them that I can get them to the level of saturation on my skin that I really like without, I don't know, them feeling like the M Cosmetics color drops where it just gets like kind of sticky. I mean, look at that. It's already so beautiful. And I will say, the cranberry shade verges on being that candy apple red color that doesn't usually work on me, but bear that in mind. Just because it doesn't work on me doesn't mean it's not like perfect for you. A lot of people hear red, candy apple red, pinky red, and they're like, yes, yes, give me that. That is what cranberry is. And I'm gonna put it on and you'll see that everything turns pink on me, but I can wear this shade. I can. It's just about bringing the rest of my look up to meet the pinkness of it, which we are going to be doing today, so. Gotta do the tip of the nose. Got to. But it is interesting because, you know, they were put out as not necessarily a duo. As the holiday release, it was just like, these are 2 shades that are coming out right now for the holidays. And I would argue, at least for my skin tone, they work in tandem. And I should say, I have a code down below for 30% off bundles on her website. So if you buy anything singular, you don't get a discount, I don't think, unless she's got one that's just like a, you know, an email sign up or something. But you get 30% off when you bundle. And I can almost always make the case for a bundle. Oh, I feel so cute. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of highlight here, and I'm gonna actually use my finger for this. So this is the beige highlight. I like this because it is neutral Like it's kind of gold, but it's also mostly champagne. And I like it because it really reminds me of the Daniel Sandler highlighter in the fact that it's more of a texture on the skin. You know what I mean? It just kind of catches light in a really nice way than it is glitter or something like that. Or even a color, you know? So I feel like I can get the Snow Bunny vibes. Like, oh, me? Oh gosh, just après-ski, having my, you know, I don't know, hot cocoa with mint schnapps around the fire. Yeah. I don't know. I just kicked my camera. Anyway, it gives me very effortless Snow Bunny vibes without really looking like a highlighter. So those are the Cream Tint Pros. We're gonna go back in with more blush, don't worry, at the end, but I wanna move into the other half, I guess you would say, of this Snow Bunny vibes sort of look, and we are going to be accomplishing that with this. This is, honestly, it's become one of my favorite sets of palettes ever since I reorganized my palettes. I have just fallen back in love with this formula. This is the PYT Warm Day to Night Eyeshadow Palette, and I also have been using the heck out of their Cool Tone palette, the original No BS palette. They both work beautifully, and I cannot say enough about how easy this formula is to make something beautiful that is not shrinking from the light by any means. I think you can do something really, really cool and unique and eye-catching, and you can get a lot of glam out of it, but it's the most user-friendly, the most beginner-friendly formula that I think I have ever used, and I had just honestly forgotten like how easy it is. So we're gonna be working mainly in these four right here. And the way that this is put together is that, you know, these shimmers kind of correspond to these mattes, the almost like crease shades, and we're just gonna obey that, you know? And so there is kind of this copper and also this cranberry kind of color. And I would argue that that's corresponding to spice and that's corresponding to cranberry, right? And so you get just the most gorgeous finish. And actually this finish really lasts well through the day. And we're gonna kind of layer them the same way that I layered my cheek products. And so I'm going to start with the one that kind of looks like spice on a flat brush here. And if you really want to make this fast, get out the door, just put it on your finger and wipe it on your lid with your finger. It's super duper easy, but I'm kind of putting it on sheerly because I do also want to layer another one on top and I don't want it to not stick. No real big precision requirements here. And then I'm going in with the, like the pinkier shade, the more cranberry shade, and layering that right on top. And it gives you a foiled effect that is kind of copper and kind of pink. The Aries in me really wanted to decide between the two and be like, no, we're gonna concentrate on just the cranberry or just the little spicy copper color. And it is very unlike me, but I was like, nope, we're just doing both. I just cannot make a decision, and I think it looks best when we mix them. And I'm kind of gonna go that route with the crease shade as well. So I'm going in with that little brown shade right there. It's kind of the lighter warm brown, and I'm doing that right in the crease. But the beauty of this formula and why I say it's so user-friendly, look at how it shears out. I can just work that one dip of my brush all the way up, and it absolutely blends seamlessly. There is no skipping at all. Love this formula. It is so, so good. And this is an affordable palette. I think it's like $32 on Credo. It's talc free. Now, someone pointed out that the inexpensive version of it, I think it's like $21 on Amazon, but that is the old formula, I think, and it has talc in it. So if you're okay with talc, get the $21 one on Amazon. If you're not, get the $32 one on Credo. I love that. Okay, I am going to take this giant pan shade here, and I'm gonna use that to basically just cancel out my veins up here and add a little bit more matteness. I mean, are you seeing how freaking effortless that was? That was insanely easy. And then I'm gonna take that flat brush again and just kind of go in with those same shades underneath my eyes. The shimmers, by the way. And then I will take the bigger guy, the blender that I was using, and I'm dipping that in, again, that sort of tan shade that's matte, and using that to blow out under my eyes a little and just blend it. And I kind of feel like I might need a little more concealer because I tend to get shadow a little too low. I always lean on brushes that are too big, to be honest, because I just have no patience, but it's the price you pay. Okay, so I am just touching up a little bit under my eyes here with my Kosas. I don't think I mentioned that. And then what I think really helps with the Snow Bunny vibes, and you know, find a shimmery pink in your collection, but this is what I have been using. This is the Rose Quartz palette from Aether. By the way, stay tuned. There's a very special video coming later this week in collaboration with Aether. It might be a giveaway, just saying. I am taking the highlighter from the Rose Quartz palette here and doing my inner corner with that and dragging it a little bit onto the lid too. Oh my gosh. I kind of stumbled upon this because it was what was in front of me a couple videos ago, and I have not been able to put this palette down, mainly because of this highlighter. Look at that. And then up here as well. It's just perfect. Ooh. Ooh. And honestly, like, I can get carried away just kind of pushing the boundaries of how much of this will stick, because I love the brightness on the inner corner. Oh, I just love that. I love it. Okay, I'm going to use the deepest brown shade here in this palette as my highlighter. Highliner, not highlighter. These are really great eyeshadows for using a wet brush with as well. I am gonna deepen the crease just a tippity touch with the more cranberry color there in the matte. Yeah. A shadow formula makes me look like a pro, honestly. Okay, I'm gonna throw on a brow real quick. I'm going big brows for this look. It just feels appropriate for the Snow Bunny vibes. I don't know why. When I pushed my brow up, we lost some of the highlight because my brow had been covering that part of my skin. There we go. A little mascara just always brings it together. Oh, she cute. Okay, so for the Snow Bunny vibes of it all, I got done doing this the first time and realized like the vibe that I had going on, and I was like, okay, how do I want to chase this feeling? Yeah, it's perfect. They're restocking all this stuff on the 11th, the Raw Beauty Kristi by ColourPop, and I know that we held off on doing my lip gloss roundup for so long because we were waiting for so many lip glosses to come out. I was doomed to the fact that as soon as I did it, another great lip gloss was going to come out. It's just the way of things, and this formula is bonkers. It's so good, and I think this thing is what, like $7, $6, $10? I don't know. It's ColourPop priced, and this is in the shade Glacier, and it is just so on point with this look. So going in with my lip liner here. Khaki lip liner from Thrive. And this is just an absolutely gorgeous, you can tell that's the only way I've been using it, is with my lip liner. And it's just a perfect beige glitter, clear lip gloss. And it sticks around. It really stays. I mean, okay, I just added a little tiny bit more concealer right in the center. I felt like I was losing that little bit of area right there, yeah. And now, as per usual, we're gonna go in with just a little bit more blush. I have stopped surprising myself in this respect. I've stopped pretending that it's not going to happen. So I'm gonna start with Cranberry. And like I said, this verges on being too pink for me. If it were worn at absolute full saturation, it would probably be too pink for me. But when you spread it out, it's actually very unlike most of the blushes that I typically go for, and I'm enjoying the difference. And then I'll take Spice and just back of the cheeks kind of, right there, back half. Blend in with my bronzer, which, you know, is like a thing of the past at this point. We've layered so many things on top of it, but I don't care. And you gotta do the tip of the nose. You have to. Those are the rules. Can't move you guys out. And I just remembered that I said I was gonna do that thing with the setting powder, and I have the Bite powder right here. I'm gonna use that like a dry shampoo, because when you use this many dewy products on top of the First Aid Beauty moisturizer that I've been using, and I've been using the Supergoop Zinc Screen, they all have just a little bit of their own dewy presence to them, and when you layer them all up, at least I tend to get them in my hair. So this is my like favorite look that I've been wearing lately. It is the, you know, Snow Bunny vibes of it all, but I just really am excited that she released these shades. I think that Spice is just dialed. I don't know, they both are, but obviously I have to work a little bit harder with Cranberry, but I think that we make it work. You know what I mean? They're just kind of a combo that works really beautifully. But while this one is very much a winter shade for me, I could see using Spice all the time. I mean, look at this. It's that perfect in between rosy tan color. And it just works. It's a shade that works on a lot of different skin tones, and she does a really good job of making these things watercolory, and so they don't have any kind of ashiness on any skin tone. They are meant to be a professional product because she's a professional makeup artist, and the products are intended to help you make your skin still look like skin. It's, you know, in the mindset of a makeup artist for actual TV and film. When you're under a camera and you don't want your makeup to be noticeable, it's not about the makeup, it's about your face, it's about your skin, it's about whatever's going on camera. And that is, I think, what, you know, really informs the naturalness of this collection and how easy it is to really enhance what you have going on without it ever really looking over the top and makeup-y. But yeah, I love this look. It's so pretty. I've been wearing it every single day, honestly. And the combination of just how like these correspond with Spice and Cranberry to me is just uncanny, right? I just thought that that was such a fun coincidence because I've had this palette for the better part of a year now, and it's just so easy. It's so easy. This whole face of makeup is so easy, and I feel like it's so rewarding. So little effort, so rewarding. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed filming it, because I'm just having a blast today. And if you did, give it a thumbs up, guys. Again, all of the products that I used will be down below, but the discount for 30% off of bundles from Salt New York will also be down below. And if you haven't checked out Kiki's channel, again, I will link it below, but it's also linked on my front page. Very, very good, hilarious educational resource for makeup skills, but also, I mean, she does, like, you know, Vampire Diaries live watch parties too. She's amazing. So that is it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If it is my first video that you are watching and you enjoyed yourself, then hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you guys did. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.